Okay, hello, this is Professor Parker, and this is a video talking about a couple of things. One, we want to talk about plagiarism and what that means, and two, we want to have a more positive orientation and talk about tips for success slash things to avoid. Okay, so let's start with plagiarism. First of all, you should know that this course uses Turnitin, and Turnitin is a plagiarism detector. Um, Plagiarism, as defined by your syllabus, is the use, whether by paraphrase or direct quotation, of the published or unpublished work of another without full and clear acknowledgement through proper citation. Okay, that means essentially you're using someone else's words in your paper and you're not giving them credit for it. You have to give them proper citation and you have to put quotation marks around the words that you used. You also have to introduce the quotes, the things that you use from the article that you're citing. You need to introduce the quotes by saying, um, one of our authors, for instance, is named Nancy Pelosi, I think. So you could write, Pelosi argues that, and then go into the quote. That's a quote introduction that leads into the quote so that you tell the reader exactly what you're about to do, which is quote someone else's material, but give them credit for it. All right. So examples of plagiarism, this is still in the syllabus, include misrepresentation of sources used in a work for which the student claims authorship. Right. So you're trying to make it look like you wrote something by not indicating who actually wrote the text that you put into your paper. So authorship is important, and you want to give credit where it's due. Otherwise, you're just stealing someone else's intellectual property. Improper use of course materials in a work for which the student claims authorship. Okay, so if you took this class before, or some other class, and submitted a similar assignment to that class, or similar paper, or the same paper, that means you cannot use that again in my class. Once it's been submitted once, you can never use it again. You can only submit original material in this class. If you submit some of your old material, that's called self-plagiarism, and that will get you a 0 for the assignment. Uh, let's see. Submission of written works such as laboratory reports, computer programs, papers that have been copied from the work of other students with or without their knowledge or consent. A student can avoid the risk of plagiarism in any written work. This is still in the syllabus. Oral presentations or other critical tasks by clearly identifying and indicating, either in citations or in the paper or presentation itself, the source of the idea or wording that they did not produce. Okay, so sources must be given, it says, regardless of whether the idea, phrase, or material is quoted directly, paraphrased, or summarized in the student's own words. Okay, so we will talk about quotation and summarizing and paraphrasing. These are three different ways to uh, cite the text. These are three different ways to refer to the article that you're going to choose in week one. So, um, we'll learn more about how to do the quotation process and the summarizing and the paraphrasing. I think it's in week 3 or 4, and we'll talk about that more, and I'll have an announcement for that, even a video in which I discuss it. But at the moment, proper citation means putting quotation marks around the text that's not yours, and then using a parenthetical citation at the end of that sentence, two parentheses, right, with the author's name in it. Now, there are two forms of citation for this class. You can use either APA, that's American Psychological Association, or MLA, Modern Language Association. You could choose which formatting you want to use, but both of them basically have that parenthetical citation at the end of the sentence with the author's name in it. And that should be there whether or not you're quoting, summarizing, or paraphrasing. So doing this properly, right, getting the quotation marks around the borrowed text and making sure that parenthetical citation is there, that will help obviate any accusation of plagiarism. We want to avoid accusations of plagiarism by doing proper citation. Um, so you cannot resubmit old work. You cannot go to a paper mill and borrow stuff. I know you could just type up SNHU papers and discussions and assignments and it'll pop up instantly. I've seen them. It's all too easy to do. And turn it into text that stuff. And I will give you a 0 and a warning. And I'll give you one chance to redo that. That's my policy. One chance, one warning. And you can make up that 0 by doing the assignment again without the plagiarized content. But if you plagiarize a second time, I'm giving you a 0 and I'm reporting you to academic integrity. Okay? Academic integrity will then decide what to do. They can either choose to drop you from the course or give you a warning. But I tell you, if you get enough warnings, you will be dropped from the course and from SNHU. So, um, that's my policy. I will gently remind you not to do that once and give you one chance. But after that, yeah, I'm just going to, refer the plagiarized material to academic integrity. Most people do not have to deal with this at all. All you have to do is make sure you follow the proper structure for quoting and using in-text citation, and we'll cover that in this class, so you have nothing to worry about. Um, but this message is basically, to clarify that you cannot just grab papers from sources online. It will be detected by turning it in. It will show up as plagiarized material on our Turnitin report. And I've been teaching composition for about 10 years now, okay? I actually know how to read a Turnitin report. I know how to recognize patchwork, plagiarism. That's when you just kind of alter every other word, but every other word is copied. I've seen that before too. It doesn't work. So please, it's much easier to get by in this class to just do the work yourself. You know, it is considerably easier just to read the module, the chapters, my announcement, and then try doing the assignment on your own. If you have any questions, you can always contact me at j.parker7@snhu.edu, and I will answer you at least within 24 hours, if not faster. And that's, I can always help you with a discussion or assignment. I can always help explain it a little bit more. So please get in contact with me. That's the whole point. And that leads us to the tips for success portion of this essay. This is now when we're going to talk about tips for success and maybe some things to avoid doing. Tip for success. Number 1. Each week you must read my Monday morning announcement. It will post at 8 a.m. In it, I will discuss that week's assignment. I'll help unpack it, I'll explain it some more, and I'll probably even have a video specially recorded for you guys in which I explain it even more. Sometimes you need text, sometimes you need video. I also give you additional resources, YouTube videos, and other things, and web pages that will help explain some of the things we'll look at that week. So you'll always get additional material and beyond just the chapters and the modules in each week if you check my announcements. So check those early, check them at the beginning of the week. They help prime you for the rest of the week. Read the module readings for each week and the linked chapters to Macmillan. The Macmillan textbook should be linked in there, and you'll go to another place and read a chapter there. Everything that's in blue or looks like a link, follow it and read every single part of the module for each week. This will tell you how to do the assignment. This will prep you for the assignment, and it'll make it so much easier. Read the instructions for each assignment thoroughly before you attempt them, okay? And while you're doing that, also check the exemplar. Each assignment comes with what they call an exemplar, which is really just a very good example from a student. But it's based on an example using an article that we will not use in this class. It's based on an article by someone named Bruce Menier. But it's a similar themed article about business and time management, etc. So look at the example each week. It will show you how to do the assignment. Now, there won't be examples for the discussion because the discussion is more of a space where you can kind of write naturally and respond to the prompts in your own way, right? But the assignments will always come with a template and an example. Now, this is the other tip for success. This is number 3 or 4 now. Always use the template. For God's sake, use the template. Bring it up in Word, or you might be able to open it up in Google Docs, but it is super important that you use the template for these assignments. There'll be bits of it that you have to erase, anything in brackets, will be bits of information that you supply, and you can erase that. But the template itself will help me grade your assignments, and it'll make it a lot easier. Um, let's see, what else do we have to do? Uh, Always contact me for help. That's another tip for success. If you have any questions, let me know. Maybe work on your assignments early in the week so that you can get in contact with me and I can get back in contact with you and we can have a dialogue. That'll give me more time to explain to you how the assignment works. So the earlier you can contact me in the week, the better. Um, you should know too that for discussions, your initial post must be on Thursday of that week, unless there's some holiday, in which case I'll probably push you over to Friday. That's when you have to make your initial post, and then Sunday of that week is when you make at least 2 replies to your classmates. That's how you get full credit on discussions. Initial post Thursday, and check back a couple of times in the week till Sunday when you do 2 replies. Um, Discussions cannot be made up after that Sunday, but assignments can be made up to a week after uh, the initial due date. So up to 7 days after an assignment, you can still uh, turn that in. If you didn't turn it in and you need to make it up, then you can submit that, and I will take 10% off the top. That will be the late penalty. Um, but assignments will always get a little wiggle room, at least of 7 days. So you don't have to tell me that you're going to turn it in. I will check back to make sure if anyone turned theirs in late. Just make sure you get it in the following Sunday. Um, I think that's it for right now. If you have any questions, please contact me at j.parker7 at snhu.edu and ask me any questions you might have about any of these things. If you're concerned about plagiarism, please let me know. If you need more tips for success, I've been doing this for a while, so yeah, let me know and I can maybe direct you in the right way or give you additional resources that might help you out. Anyway, get back to me and I'll talk to you soon.